again. This is Breakfast Daily on City TV. It's now time to bring you some consumer technology information. And we're still in the month of October, and it's the pink month. We're still doing some breast cancer awareness. And so today we want to focus on technology that brings you up to speed with issues on breast cancer. But who best to give us that information but the host of City Trends on 97.3 City FM, and of course head of production here at City TV, Philip Ashon.
Absolute pleasure.
Good
Always
morning,
a pleasure, Charlie. How are you?
I'm great.
Nice
How
fun.
are you?
It's been a pretty tough week, I have to confess. But
Wow.
yeah, it's coming together. It's coming
We've got
together
life,
nice.
we've got breath, so yeah,
That's what matters.
We give thanks.
That's what matters.
Awesome.
I mean, on the topic today, it's exactly the same thing. You know, technology can do only so much. We've seen incredible technologies popping up like literally everywhere, all over the globe.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had the pleasure of seeing all these device manufacturers come up with all sorts of technology. But sometimes some things just happen and there's nothing you can do about it. Nature takes its course and you really can't do much about it. There are some ways you can prevent it, as we've heard, you know, over the course of this month about preventing breast cancer,
early detection and all
of that.
Yeah.
But sometimes it gets to that point where there's nothing else you can do about it. And like I said, a lot of the mobile applications that we have really are kind of restricted, because it's not as if it can tap into your bloodstream or it can do a scan or a full scan of your body. It's kind of limited. And so in terms of the mobile applications, it usually ends up coming in at a point where either at the preventive stage or after you've been diagnosed, you know, and then it helps you to be able to deal with the issues. And so a lot of the apps, we have about 4 apps that we're going to be looking at today. And the apps basically give you a sense of what you should know, first of all, and then what happens when you have been diagnosed with breast cancer, and what happens after that, how you cope, how you deal with all of that. And so that's what we'll be looking at today.
Awesome.
But I just want to underline all of that and say that early detection is the best way.
That's the most important
so,
thing.
I mean, if you're out there, please try as much as possible.
And then the self-test as well.
Get the self-testing done, get to the hospital, get the testing. If you're not very comfortable doing it by yourself, just get to the hospital. Let some health professionals assist you in doing it, because early detection is always the best policy. Now, the very first app we're going to look at today is called CareZone.
Okay.
Now, CareZone is available as both a website and then as a mobile application as well. Now, as you can see, that this is the website. This is what the website looks like. Manage your health without the headache. Basically helping you to a lot of things. Now, in my search, I really couldn't find a lot of local applications that help you to take care of some of these things. And so actually all of the platforms I'll be looking at are from outside the country, but their functionality basically helps. And so some of them you would realize that it doesn't really apply to Ghana, but then some of the options that they offer do apply wherever you are globally. So this is one of them. CareZone is one of them. It's available, you know, on the Android Play Store, or the Apple App Store.
And this is a free app?
It's a free app, exactly. You can download it for free and just check it out. The one thing that I like is having a list of your medications in your pocket. So you know, sometimes you have to take some medicine at a particular time range, and it can get confusing, especially when there's a lot you need to take. So with this, what you can do is you can actually take a picture of the medicine, and then you can schedule it. So if there are like 6 bottles or 7 bottles, you can take a picture of the bottle, and then at the time you're supposed to take it, it's going to basically tell you this is what you're supposed to take at this time. Exactly. So even if, you know, the bottles all look the same, or you're confused about which one to take, at least the picture alone shows you that this is the one you're supposed to take. And I think it's pretty good, especially for people who are on medication, who are taking medication, you know, either to prevent or to manage the situation.
More like an electronic nurse.
Exactly. At least an electronic reminder for you. So as you can see there, it has a number of functionalities, even for pharmacies and things like that who want to go into e-commerce and things like this. A platform that you can do. Obviously, as you can see, they're saving money on your health insurance. It's not such a big thing in Ghana, but then of course outside the country, it is a big thing. So I mean, for me, one of the first things, CareZone, the one thing I do like about CareZone is the fact that you can actually take pictures of the medicines, and then it helps you to schedule the times when you're supposed to take the medicines. And I think that's one of the biggest selling points for this particular mobile app. The second one is Breast Advocate. The second app that I want to touch on is Breast Advocate. And this is what their website looks like. It's a very, very popular app. It does three main things. The knowledge center, it helps you to make decisions about what the next line of action should be. And then it also gives you a community within which you can have a conversation with about what exactly is going on. In the top left corner there, where the phone is what the interface looks like. So you can see what the interface looks like when you download the mobile app. So like I said, it's a knowledge center. That is, it offers a wide range of information having to do with breast cancer and everything else. So as you can see there, if you're struggling to have your voice, in the treatment decisions, because sometimes, you might feel that the health professionals who are looking after you are basically just throwing decisions at you. And sometimes you would want to also be a part of the decision making. And this app allows you to do that. You might not necessarily be speaking with a health professional as in face to face, but then it allows you to see what your options are. So you don't feel as if everything is being thrown at you and decisions are being made on your behalf. At least you can sort of take your time, look through the options. If there's a symptom here or there's a symptom there, and you think that, this applies to me much more than that, you can take your time, go through it, and then be able to assess exactly what is happening to you. And of course, as you'll be able to see some of the health professionals who have been roped into making it. So that's what the app looks like. Like I said, it offers you treatment options in case there's something going on and you're not really sure. So it offers you those treatment options. And of course, it gives you a community as well. If you're having some challenges, I mean, there's nothing better than having a community of people to discuss and share your problems with. So if you're having, someone might have gone through what you're going through, and it just helps. And of course, the website also has some other things that you can explore. So like I said, it's a knowledge center. It's a decision wizard. It helps you to make certain decisions based on what exactly is going on with you, and it offers you a community within which you can operate.
So this is also available on both iOS
and
Android.
On Android. So that's one. So it's called Breast Advocate. As you saw there on the screen, it's called Breast Advocate. The third one is My Cancer Coach. My Cancer Coach. Yes. My Cancer Coach is also just like the apps that we've seen. It also gives you something different, and I always say it's nice to have these options. Sometimes the aesthetics alone might put you off. So if one app looks much better than the other, then it makes it easier for you to kind of vibe with the app. Everybody has their own preferences. No judgment there. But this is also one of the apps that you can consider. It's called My Cancer Coach. As you can see there, you can personalize your cancer care decisions. Everything from the features that they offer to the community that it offers, the ability to pose certain questions, the ability to get feedback and things like that. I mean, this is a pretty good option as well if you are looking for some options, if you are dealing with the pressures of having to deal with breast cancer. This is a very good option as well. One of the things I like is the appointments bit, because typically if you're going to be receiving chemo and things like that, you will be regularly scheduled for appointments and things. You can schedule all your appointments here. It's automatically saved onto either your Google Calendar or your Apple Calendar or whichever platform that you're using. Also, you have a journal, where you can have the space to be able to, as you can see, it can help you and your loved ones to keep track of your medical and other appointments.
This is pretty much important, because I think before the chemo or the proper breast cancer treatment, you need to take some injections to protect your ovaries,
just to make sure that everything is safe. And what is also important is it ropes in the family as well. So you can share a calendar with someone who can give you a constant reminder. This is one of my favorites about this particular app, because sometimes it's important to keep notes of what has been happening to you. Sometimes in the middle of the night something happens and you just need to note it down. And with this, you can have a one spot where you can put all the information. If you come up to a doctor any health professional, you can easily pull it up and then let them know, like, this is what's been going on with me. I just want you to know that, on a certain date, this is what I experienced.
And it helps in the treatment process.
Exactly. If there's progress or there's retrogression, at least the healthcare professionals they have a good sense of what is happening with their patients, and it basically makes you also feel much better about yourself, because then at least you know that you are either making progress or you're retrogressing, and then some decisions can be made for you. So that is the third one, my cancer coach. The final one is called Happify.
Okay.
The last one is called Happify. Now it's more of a general well-being app. It goes beyond just the treatment of cancer and cancer-related symptoms. What these are, it just basically overcoming negative thoughts, stress, and life's challenges. That's the main promise of the app and of the platform. Now, it can get very depressing when you are given the information that you have breast cancer or you are at this stage of it and things like that. It can get very depressing. But this app and apps like this basically help you, like it says, to break old patterns, form new habits, because it's a new phase of your life. It's a new experience.
I mean, it's not the end of the world, so you need to keep a good mental health.
But it's one thing to say that, and it's a completely different thing to live the experience. And I think that with apps like this, it gives you a sense of purpose, whereby you are offered different options, and then you can look through, pick, choose, form new habits, get something positive going on with you, because sometimes the negativity can have an effect and an impact on your well-being. And when you have something like this, it gives you some new options. What can I do? What's available out there, what books can I read, what kind of music, even sometimes the music and the music therapy and everything. So simple and effective solutions for your mental health and well-being, and that's the promise of the app. It offers quite a number of things, and we'll be seeing it as we go on with the conversation. So I mean, for me, this might not necessarily be a full-on cancer sort of app, or a breast cancer app in that sense, but what this does is it offers you an option. It offers you an option of being able to live beyond the situation you find yourself in. And as you can see, that it fits into your life, whether on mobile, whether it's Android or iOS, or on your laptop. You have this platform to basically put in information, and then it's able to assess where exactly you are, what you're doing, and give you some suggestions about how to make your life much better. Because like you said, it's not the end of the world. But yes, it is one thing saying that it's not the end of the world. It's a completely different thing living with the experience. And if you have options like this, it might seem very simplistic. Do this today, do that today. It might seem very, very basic and straightforward, but some people do not have the heart to be able to do that. And with apps like this, at least it gives you some exercises you're able to do. As we saw on the screen, then we'll be going back to it in a bit. It actually offers you a more scientific way of measuring your well-being. And you can see that, the graphs are there for you based on the activities that it asks you to do. If you're able to complete them, you can easily put in the information, you complete them. It's able to give you a measurement of exactly how your well-being, or what sort of well-being you have at a particular moment, and for want of a better description. So I mean, there's a science attached to it, and it's not just just emotions running all over the place. There's a science attached to it, and I think it's for people who are in that position. I think some of these options are really, really cool, because you need to overcome it. You need to find a way to overcome the very depressing thought of being a breast cancer patient. And sometimes it's not what they say to you, but then how you yourself, adjust your lifestyle to be able to come out of it. It's like you said, I mean, you said it perfectly. It is not the end of the world, but you need to make and take certain steps to make your life much better.
Be able to do it. I like the fact that it's able to give you the opportunity to actually grade yourself, to score your level of happiness.
Exactly.
That's great.
And you see, sometimes some people in situations like this tend to provide false information. So you go to the gym, for example, and then you're asked to work out, and then instead of 4 reps, you do 2 reps and things like that. Some people might enter wrong data, which is absolutely fine. But just remember that what you put in is what you get out. If you're truthful with yourself and you put in the real information, it will be able to customize certain decisions for you, so that, because all it's trying to do is just help you, but it can help you only if you provide it with the right information.
So you got to be honest with yourself.
You have to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, it's going to be very difficult for any of these apps to apply for you. You can't lie your way around it. I mean, you can meet a doctor or a health professional and lie to them, but then it's an app. It's like, who's going to judge you, you know? So just put in the information that you need to put in as truthful as possible, because it's a very difficult position to be in. And of course, one of the reasons why you probably go with an app is because you want to get away from all the judgments by people. And so if you have these apps, if you have these solutions, I think it's always best to put in as truthful information as possible, just to be able to get the best information out of it to help you deal with your situation, because nobody really understands your situation like you. You know, everybody's lived experience is very, very different, and if you're able to get through some of these things by the use of these apps, I think it just only helps. But remember, all these apps that I've talked about, from Care Zone to Breast Advocate to My Cancer Coach to Happify, they're just mobile applications. They just help facilitate something. A lot of the effort must come from the individual. If you don't apply yourself to it, it's just an app. It can't step out of the phone and push you to do anything. You know, it remains a mobile application. It will send you prompts, do this and do that. But then at the end of the day, you have to make that decision. And like I said in the beginning, at the base of all of this, you have to seek medical attention. You have to be very, very committed to seeking that medical attention, following through. If you're asked by your doctors to take certain medications, you have to take it, because your life at the end of the day is the most important thing. And if you don't follow the guidelines by the doctors, well, I'm sorry, it's not going to get any better. You know, and there have been so many testimonies of people who have gone through chemo, who have gone through all these medical processes, and it's made their life much better. It's not the same, but then it's made their life much better. So I think for me, aside all the apps, which I believe are just enablers, I think at the base of it, it is seeking that medical attention, making sure you get the medical attention that you need just to be able to manage the situation you find yourself in.
I think it's important, and if you're on that level with your doctors, you can actually talk to them and find out some more information you can key into the app to help you through the process. And then also you can find out what kind of information the doctors would need to help the treatment process. So you can key into the app, get the right responses, get the prompts on time, and then you make some progress with respect to the treatment.
And especially with things like the medications that you're supposed to be taking. You know, it can get overwhelming. You know, where every 2 hours or 3 hours or whatever you're supposed to be taking, it can get a little overwhelming. You know, you sometimes just want to chill, relax, forget that, you know, you are even in a situation like that. And some of these apps, like I said, they're just enablers. They're just supposed to enable you live a better life or help you to make some of the best decisions possible. You can't hide the information that your doctor is giving you from, you know, the app. If you have medicine, you have to enter it so that the schedule can be created, so that it will help you take your medicine at the right time. And, you know, and so it's, you know, they work hand in hand.
Okay.
You know, they work hand in hand.
Does it make room for the dosage as well?
Yes. So, like with what do you call it? With Care Zone, where you can take the picture, it gives you the options. So you have the options as to the dosage you're supposed to take. And besides, everything is in the picture as well. That's why for me, I really like it, because look, people have lots of medicines they need to take. You know, and so sometimes it can get a bit overwhelming, but when you know this is the picture. If the medicine is blue, it's blue. If it's green, it's green. You know, and so you know which one to take at what time and what dosage comes with it. So I mean, all of this has been incorporated in the mobile applications. Once again, underline the fact that there is nothing better than seeking medical attention. All these mobile apps that we're talking about, they just enable something. They just help to make the process easier. But you need to seek medical attention. You need to get yourself screened. You need to make sure that the breast examination happens, just so you know what your status is. If you can't do the self-breast examination every month, please make sure that at least you get some medical attention to be able to do that. It's just popping into, you know, the hospital or the clinic, getting assistance. It's literally like a 10-minute thing and you're out of there. And it just saves you so much more of the rest of your life. You know, early detection, they always say, is the best policy. So if you can, I think I'll advocate that you do seek that medical attention as soon as possible. Anything you notice, just make sure that you seek the medical attention.
I think it's beautiful that, is it the care zone that affords you the opportunity to create sort of a journal?
Exactly.
So it's something like a folder at the hospital.
It's actually
this is
the
not
cancer coach.
Really the cancer coach.
My cancer coach actually helps you to create the journal.
So it's something like your folder at the hospital, but this is not exactly that of the hospital, the medical or the expert
It's just
type.
your personal experiences every day.
Exactly. So you're able to key it in. So if something happens to you, as and when it does, you're able to key it in. So on the day of appointment with your doctor, you're able to tell them exactly what
has been happening.
Exactly.
Because sometimes a lot of things are happening in your life and you might forget. But then if you have the journal, you can easily reference it and then you're good to go. And one thing also that I just want to point out is, especially to the husbands and the boyfriends, a lot of the health professionals who have come through here, who we've heard on radio, have talked about the fact that a lot of the detection is actually done by your partners, as in the female's partner. So husbands and boyfriends. It's very, very important for you to be a part of the process. If anything happens to your partner, you have to take care of her. So I think that it's also a very important lesson, I think, for a lot of people. Yes, it's an app that they might be entering their details in, but in occasion you can share the information. You know, you can ask what's going on, you know. And if a lot of the breast cancer cases are being detected by partners of the women, it kind of tells you that, you know, men have a role to play in all of this. And you might not be the one to download the app. You might not be the one to necessarily go and see the doctor, but you can be a part of the process, asking questions, you know, just supporting. Even if it's just asking a question or just sitting around and listening, just be a part of the support, you know, mechanism around your partner who probably is going through some of these difficult times.
These are health apps. So how important is it to read the terms and conditions before you subscribe to them?
I mean, it goes without saying. It's not just because it's a health app. Any app that you download, you have to be aware of what permissions you know it's getting. I mean, with all the updates that we've seen from most of these operating system manufacturers and people, we've seen a lot of changes where every app, you know, you get a breakdown of all the permissions it's going to take. And it's only fair that you read the terms and conditions, know what information you're going to be entering, where the information is going to be stored, how it's going to be stored. We've talked about this on the show a couple of times. But like I said, they are just enablers. But even as enablers, you need to be able to, for yourself, be satisfied with where's my information going, who is going to access it, how is it going to help me. If it wants access to a spotlight or something that you don't think works for you, you can easily disable that. If it wants access to a microphone and you don't think a microphone should be enabled, you can easily disable that, and you should be good to go. So it's absolutely critical. If you're not comfortable with how the app looks, how the app works, you can easily sign out, close your account, and you're good to go. All right. Thank you very much. Philip Ashon is host of City Trends on 97.3 City FM and head of production here at City TV, bringing us some information and some applications that can help make your life more comfortable when it comes to breast cancer. Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.